What's up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today we're going to be doing a little review of some bourbon. Not just any bourbon, some double oak bourbon. And if you guys know me, I love me some good double oak. Now, this one is going to be Nulu. This is a double oaked straight bourbon whiskey, but it's wheated. To me, bro, a little wheated double oak sounds like it's just perfectly up my alley and what I'm expecting. Now, I've already done like a first impressions of this. We did a live stream where we did like a little bourbon haul, and this is the one bottle that I cracked into, and to be honest, I'm impressed. This may be, to me, this ain't for everybody, right? This may be like one of the contenders for bourbon of the year for me. It hits all of the notes that I want. But we're gonna dive into it. Now, this is basically an MGP finished type bottle because it is distilled in Indiana, but then it's shipped over there to Kentucky. They double oak it. This one is going to be a mash bill of 51% corn, 45% wheat, and 4% malted barley. Now, the way they do it, it's a 6-year, 6-month age statement. Now, the last year of that is what's going to be aged in that double oak barrel, which is a number 5 charred. I think they season it for like 24 months or something like that. Something weird like that is what they were referring to, but it's an extra year in the double oak barrel. Now, this one in particular is actually a single barrel select from Seelbach. I don't even know how to pronounce her name, to be honest, but I ordered it online. It was part of the online bourbon hunting video that I did, and to be honest, they know how to pick a single barrel. This one is delicious. The proof is coming in right at 122 proof. Now, if you guys are into double oaks, my one complaint with finding a good double oak is like Woodford's, for example. Woodford's double oak is really good, one of my favorites. My only complaint about it, it's only like 90 proof. So I've been hunting for a really decently proofed double oak that's also like good. Now, for anybody who wants to nerd out on exactly which barrel it was, this was barrel W78. But let's go ahead and dive into the review portion where I'll let you know what the palate's like, what the nose is like, the finish, and we can really kind of score this thing up. All right, let's go ahead and start on the nose, let you know what that's working with. I mean, honestly, right away, the first thing, and one of my favorite parts about this one, is right away you get this kind of like milky, dark chocolate vibes, but it's definitely like a chocolate note. And with that, it also brings in some nice swirls of vanilla, some caramel, definitely some cinnamon. But I will say, the one way I describe this double oak, for example, it's like if you used like a Woodford's or the Angel Envy's triple oak, you would say, hey, those are like sweeter nosed double oaks. This feels more like a manly double oak, if that makes sense, because you get a little bit of notes of a little bit of leather, a little bit of tobacco, right? You get a little bit of that grain portion in there, and it ties in really well with the chocolate and the caramel and the dessert notes aspect. So if you had to get a rating on the nose, it'd be high. It's up there for me. It smells delicious. No ethanol either, which is crazy for 122 proof. So let's go ahead and dive into the palate. Cheers. So good. It's so good. Now, I will say, honestly, the color on this, immaculate. 10 out of 10 color-wise. It's nice and dark, what you expect for a double oak. As far as the notes for the palate, everything that I named off from the nose translates really well to the palate. The most prominent one's going to be the vanilla and the chocolate trying to argue for first place. But the chocolate is a more of a, honestly, it reminds me of like a Milky Way, right? Like between the caramel, the vanilla, the chocolate aspect, it's almost like a dark chocolate Milky Way with some kick to it, obviously. It's so good. One part that I do like though is it has some extra spices in there. It's not just cinnamon. It might have a little bit of allspice or like something along those lines for a little bit of a spicier back end in the back of your throat. Palate's great. Can't argue at all. I can't find anything. I'm like, you know what? I wish there was a little bit more. I will say the longer it sits on your palate, the more you're getting more like a like a nuttiness, an almond-esque, I would say. Maybe almonds or like a walnut, something like that kind of sits on your palate well. I don't really get the leather or the tobacco palate portion that I got from the nose, so I would say if you were looking for that, that's definitely missing from the palate. But I will say this is like a 10 out of 10 right here so far. I'm so impressed. Now for the finish is, I'd say, moderate to long. It's definitely not like a quick one. I could still kind of feel it lingering in like my upper chest, in a sense of like how it's just nice, like a nice warm hug. That's how you can describe it. It's a little nice hug, but not in the middle of the summer. It's not too hot. It's just nice and mellow. It goes through super smooth. So I do have to say, I've said it probably the whole video. I'm super impressed with this so far. Definitely one of my favorites. It's a single barrel select, so I'm probably gonna, once we get done with this review, I'm gonna go order another one so I have a backup, because that's how much I like it. So I'll leave the link to where I got it. If you guys wanna go get one, feel free. I'm not affiliated by any means, but I figure if it is a single barrel and you can get it online, I'll drop the link in case you guys are wanting to pick this one up. You can also go to Nulu's website as well. They have a bunch of stuff on there, so check them out. But let me know your thoughts. Is this a bottle that you would pick up? Have you had Nulu? Have you had any of their other variations? I know this is one of their limited editions, right, per se, but I know they have a ton, like they have a fairly large lineup. So let me know your thoughts. Do you like this stuff? Would you try it? And again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. We do go live every Friday around 9 p.m. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you on the other side. Peace.